lucky to have such a broad distribution of coursework and disciplines all focused on infusing entrepreneurship in their coursework. And we are guided by, we went through this again at the summit, we are guided by what we call as the bullseye graphic. And Clark or Mike, can you jump in here and add your thoughts to this conversation, please?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I will. And we're having some systems issues over here, so if I get disconnected, we'll cut back or we'll call back in. But I'll echo Joe's welcome to everyone today. We are very excited to have everyone here today. We're excited that there are some folks that were not at the summit who've joined us. So welcome to all of you. We look forward to a very good year this year with the Coleman Fellows Program, and the coffee hours are a really important part of that. So many of you were at the Fellows Summit, which was a great kickoff to the season, and we will look to continue on a monthly basis the connections that we have with one another on a national scale, literally from coast to coast this year. And so we really appreciate you all being here, and we think it really works best when all of you are gathered together with your colleagues together physically on campus for these calls. It's a great opportunity for you to connect and share updates and build off of what you'll see by way of these agendas of these calls with much deeper enrichment and engagement with your colleagues on campus. So we hope that you're doing that. If not today, then certainly next month, gather together with your colleagues and participate in these calls and then greater conversations beyond. So the coffee hours are a really important part of our community. We're going to be talking a little bit later today about another important part of our community, which is the brand new website. And so there'll be more information on that. But until that time, we look forward to sitting back and learning from a couple of new programs in the organization and the family of fellows schools today. So thanks again for everyone being here today, and we look forward to your ongoing commitment to getting together with one another and being part of the Fellows Program. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Clark. I do want to take a minute to, there's a couple of housekeeping things that I need to do. I know that several schools are signed in, but there are some schools that are not represented today on the call. And I'm just going to run down the list. So Elon is here, correct?
Yes, we are.
Elon is here. Stetson is here. UNCG is here. I see Colorado Mesa. Anybody from DePaul here? Okay. WPI, I think Frank is here. Anybody from WPI on the call? Okay. Fresno State.
Okay.
Fresno State. Webster. Thank you, Tim. Webster is here. Milliken.
Go Frank at WPI. Did you hear us all right?
Oh, yes, Frank, I did. Thank you.
Okay.
Beloit College.
Yes, we're here.
Thank you, Warren. I know North Central, Patricia's here. TCU? Anyone from TCU on the call today?
Yeah, we're all here, Joe.
Thanks, Mike. ISU? Illinois State University? Okay, Lawrence Tech?
Yeah, we're here.
Thanks, Karen. IIT?
We're here. We're here.
Great. SLU? Wichita State, and anyone from Cornell? Okay.
Here.
Great, thank you. So at this point, I'd like to go back to our agenda and hear from our colleagues at Stetson University. And Stetson is a school that is now part of the Fellows Program. This is their first year in the program. And we wanted to hear from them as to where they left off at the summit and what if anything has happened when they returned to campus. And we know that when everyone got back to campus, we got into our school teaching and other duties of academia. But we wanted to hopefully hear from everyone that, okay, we didn't forget about the fellows program. We kind of did some thinking about it, or some schools have done already extensive work towards the course modification. And we'd like to hear from Stetson. So, gentlemen, you have the floor.
Thank you. I'm Gary Oliphant. I'm the director of the entrepreneurship program here and the director of the Coleman. And I'm just going to briefly speak what I have been doing or the entrepreneurship program is doing, and then I'll hand it over to the fellows. We're very excited here. I mean, we're using it actually as the impetus to redesign our minor. Probably in the next 2 weeks, it will be passed through our school and then to the university. All three schools are on board of this cross-disciplinary initiative. In addition, the provost is supporting it too. So we're very, very excited. One of the main pillars of the entrepreneurship program is this idea of cross-disciplinary initiative that brings in different perspectives, and that adds to the innovation and creativity of the program. So that's kind of what we're doing here at Stetson from I guess the big picture side of it. I'm going to let the other guys talk about what they're doing in their individual specialties. Thank you.
Great.
This is Nathan Wallach. I'm representing the Creative Arts Department here on campus, and my piece of this is I'm trying to develop a arts entrepreneurship course that would fit into the envisioned interdisciplinary minor. And part of that has been trying to make sure that we use a prefix that is not housed by any one program. So we're actually, Creative Arts is a department that includes theater arts, studio arts, art history, and digital arts. And so I've been working on getting all the pieces in place to actually use a new prefix for this course called CREA, which would be something that's transdisciplinary within our department, because really I want to pitch this arts entrepreneurship not too narrowly at any one of the art programs, but instead at all of the art programs here, and try to get a broad swath of students from creative disciplines involved and engaged in arts entrepreneurship.
And what specific course are you working with within arts entrepreneurship?
This would be a brand new course in arts entrepreneurship. So developing something that has a large experiential component for our students. We've got obviously fine art programs already in place, but working with those art students and teaching them kind of the basic entrepreneurship and small business skills so that they can get out and sustain themselves while making their art, basically. That's our goal of this course. But to do it in a transdisciplinary way so that a painter and a studio production specialist, those students could all be in the same course and get the material they need individually, but also form collaborations across those different arts.
And these are multiple arts majors? Are they visual arts, fine arts, or is it a combination of all of the above?
Yeah, we have a major in studio arts, art history, digital arts, theater arts that are all in my department.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you.
Yep.
This is Patrice Robinson. I teach in the School of Music, and I pretty much hit the ground running when I returned home from Chicago. With my participation as a fellow, I have already begun modifying my class, Career Skills, in the School of Music by infusing self-employment concepts, mentorship opportunities, experiential activities, and entrepreneurship-specific learning objectives into the curriculum. The title of the class will officially be changed from Career Skills to Career Skills for the Entrepreneurial Musician. It was unanimously voted on by the entire music faculty last Friday, September 19. And an immediate result of my work as a fellow involved one of my students, Lohengrin Velasquez. The Coleman mission provided the impetus for Lohengrin's experiential collaboration with the Museum of Art in DeLand. And on October 26th, the museum will present an Appalachian Afternoon, a celebration of music, art, and food inspired by the culture of Appalachia. And as the administrator and orchestra manager for the event, Lohengrin is coordinating the entire music production of the celebration with a budget of $5,250. Lastly, I've already expanded my speaker series for the class immediately for this semester, with many plans for next semester as well. Specifically, this semester, I am bringing in 3 very successful entrepreneurs in 3 different disciplines: orchestral management, music production in the cruise line and Walt Disney property, and as a soloist. So those are the 3 immediate results of my visit up to Chicago.
Wow, congratulations, especially on getting this approved by the faculty in the department. That's always a little, it takes a little bit of work, so congratulations on that. So great, thank you. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Yeah, Eric Kurlander, the History Department at Stetson University. We're doing 3 different things simultaneously that are all linked, and all linked to entrepreneurship. The first, the broadest, is programmatic. I'm also chair of the department, so it's in this capacity that I'm able to get some of these things done. We are introducing a track within our major, public history track. Public history is the bridge within the field of history, historical studies generally, that connects historical, academic historical study to the public and private sector. So how do you sell history to a public audience, teams or what have you, or to in a private sector, consulting, working for environmental firms, stuff like those kinds of activities. So we have a track that our majors can choose, and that track involves both digital and communications classes that you have to take, and entrepreneurship and business management classes that you can take, one or the other. So that already is integrated into the actual history major, and we're starting that. We're trying to get that up and running this year. It's been approved. With that, we have a course called Intro to Public History, which is all about experiential learning to show basically how you can be self-employed within the field of history. So I have a colleague who's going to be offering that in spring 2015. For the first time, we want to cross-list it with the entrepreneurship minor. And that course can be offered by anyone in the department. It's not specific to this faculty member. I may offer it in the future, but the idea is you bring in specialists who use history or archaeology, applied anthropology, museum studies in their work, and they talk to students about how they do that, and students develop projects about how to make history marketable. And then the third thing we're doing, which again I'm kind of in charge of, but I hope will become a departmental project, and Dr. Oliphant has been very helpful with this, is a consulting firm, a historical consulting firm that the institution has so far supported developing, where our students will have their own firm, and you've seen this at some of the other Coleman schools, where they offer their services to local companies to do historical research for them, look through archives, write reports, do environmental consulting, various other things that historical consultants do. And so we're trying to get a business plan together this semester, website, and then get it up and running next semester, where through independent studies, students can get both academic credit and financial or entrepreneurial experience in the field. So those are the 3 things we're doing.
Now, the consulting firm is actually a institution initiative?
It's a history department initiative, but the institution has been very supportive, and because the entrepreneurship program is supposed to be interdisciplinary, we've made an effort not only to bring in Gary to talk to the students about entrepreneurial thinking and a business plan, but they've gone out and found an accounting and a finance major to help be on their board to handle those kinds of aspects of the operation.
Wow, great. And if there are, and this is a profit-making opportunity for students?
Yes. It would function in the short term, the next few years, as something under the umbrella of our 501c3. So students would get paid by Stetson from receipts that were brought into Stetson, some portion of the money that's brought in for their hourly work. The rest would go into the program, into the actual operating. If it ever got to the point where they were bringing in enough money that it could be an independent, company, that's something to consider. But for the time being, it's primarily an experiential learning vehicle.
Wonderful. Thanks for the update.
Okay, one last one is not here today. Dan Plant is in our computer science department. He actually teaches during this time, so he could not be here. And he's remodifying his course and putting entrepreneurship stuff into it, with the idea that once they do that, the students then move over to our program, because they have the capabilities of actually already having pilot programs, apps, and things of that sort, and coming over to the School of Business and actually trying to go live with those product ideas. So we've got a lot going on, and we're very, very excited. I'm very, very lucky to have three schools working so well together and having these kind of wonderful colleagues. And we've already lined up next year. You're going to see us again with probably 3, 4, 5 more people from other fields and wanting to do this, because they have been spreading the good word for this.
Wonderful. Thank you. Are there any questions or comments or suggestions to our colleagues at Stetson from the community? Okay, maybe they will come later on. Now we'll switch over to Elon. Elon University, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Joe. This is Kevin O'Mara. I teach here at Elon University and direct the Doherty program for entrepreneurial leadership, and we have 3 of our faculty members with us. I wish I'd gone before Stetson. I was pretty impressed with all the things they were doing. So. Our goal here at Elon, and has been, this is our first opportunity to be part of the Coleman Foundation, but our goal is to get across campus more with the entrepreneurial spirit. And doing so, the one way we really want to focus on is for involvement with the students, more than just the learning component of the classes, but also involvement in but even sort of companies, competitions as much as we can. So along that line, what we've done, and recently along these lines, is develop what we call an Elon Innovation Council with representatives from all the schools at the level of associate deans, associate provosts, directors of programs, so they would have the impact of being able to talk to their faculty to get them more involved in this program. And that's been very helpful. It'll help us get visibility for the Coleman Foundation program, and also help us recruit people from next year as well. A couple things we've done before I get into the classes. We have what's called a Triple Impact Challenge competition. The triple means for the planet, the people, and for profits. So we get people with social issues, get people with students, groups with environmental issues, and of course the more traditional lemonade, start your own business. We have students, prizes, judges, as you might imagine. What we like the most about it, and we're looking forward to doing more of it, is to have the projects or the entrees coming from classroom projects, to get inside the classes as much as we can. And we find this as an opportunity to kind of build the idea of entrepreneurship within the class, and then the faculty members get more excited about it. So, as they can compete while they learn, that's one thing we have coming on in November. And also in November, we have the Triad. We live in this area called the Triad with High Point, Greensboro, and Winston-Salem. A startup weekend. You're all probably very familiar with startup weekend, so I won't go into that. But we're hosting it along with the other Triad universities, such as UNCG, that Diane is part of there as well. And the hope is, the reason we're hosting it with the other universities and want to do it that way, is we want to get our students outside our university and meet with other students involved in their programs, and therefore the opportunity for us to do a lot of collaboration across the Triad. And I think it's going to work out pretty well. We also just got approved for a winter term course. We have a 3-week course in January. It's open to all students, like anything that the Doherty Center is part of. This year we're going to sandwich a trip to Silicon Valley around trips to Raleigh-Durham, that entrepreneurial ecosystem, as well as Charlotte. So we have students go out for 3 weeks, learn more about the entrepreneurial experiences by talking to true entrepreneurs. We just had a thing with the Angel Network in the area, brought them in, they pitched, had a couple companies pitch their ideas so the students get the opportunity to see what a pitch looks like. We had a great overview by the director of the Angel Network, and we had about 75 students show up from various backgrounds, so we were happy with that. We have a number of road trips planned, have internships going on, and we just okayed it for this, both the fall, the spring, as well as the summer possibilities. And let me tell you a little bit about the classrooms or our faculty who are here. They can kind of follow up if you have some questions. One is Alan Russell, who does from the math department. He's also part of our maker space that we're hoping to incorporate into the Triad Startup Weekend. He's got a course that he's working on for the winter term in origami, which is kind of unusual, but it sounds pretty exciting. And he's putting that together, and it'll start in that 3-week January term. James Marsan is our director of the Arts Administration program, and he's put together for this semester a large project that the students have to work on about creating an arts organization. He'll have these outside guests coming in, inviting, and they'll also have to present these projects. James is also planning on sending quite a few of his students in his program to the Arts and Entrepreneurship Conference held at UNCG every year. That is Diane's brainchild. So I think we're going to get a lot more support and a lot more visibility in that area and make those connections. Derek Lackoff is, unfortunately, his schedule makes it impossible for him to be here at this time, but Derek is teaching a graduate media course, and his focus is around projects. I've been to his class, took a session, talked about entrepreneurship and innovation, and the plans are for those students to present their projects at this triple impact challenge where I was talking about earlier. So the involvement of the students along with the programmatic aspect of the center. And finally, I have Tony Weaver here from Sports and Event Management. Tony teaches a senior STEM course. I've been to that course as well. We talked about entrepreneurship as well, and they have a project that will also participate with the Triple Impact Challenge in the November event. So with that, I'd like to turn it back over to you, Joe.
Thank you. Are there any questions for folks at Elon? Or any suggestions, ideas? Okay, hearing none, we'll assume that you presented all the information that they need. And oh wait, there is. By the way, there is a. Go ahead, Diane. Go ahead, please.
Just want to say that I think both schools are really making great progress, and that triple impact idea is a good one, Kevin. Is that possible to include other schools in that? Or is that just Elon that's doing that?
At the moment, we haven't thought about that. We're just trying to build it on campus, but I think we'd be open to the idea.
Okay, I'd like to work with you on that. That's sort of cool.
Okay, our hope is eventually to split them into 3 different competitions, one for social issues, one for environmental issues, and one for profit-oriented businesses. Right now, we don't have enough teams. We're fearful, so we want to put them together. But certainly having one with the outside would be nice as well.
Is there any prize money involved in that?
Yeah, I think it's first place would be like $500, second place $300, third place $200.
Okay.
We would also maybe be interested in that too. Last year we held an elevator pitch competition, and we're doing it again in November, almost probably the same time you are. And it's we have one track for social entrepreneurship, the other for profit, and they submit a 90-second video, and then we narrow it down to 10 in each group, and then they make a presentation in front of about 150 people in our auditorium. So kind of similar to yours, I think, in a way too. So it would be nice to maybe kind of broaden our reach and do something together at some point too.
Okay. Who is that speaking? So I can
It's Stetson University. I'm sorry, Stetson.
Stetson. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I heard, Kevin, you talk about the triple bottom line approach. And I was at a seminar, and they started talking about quadruple bottom line approach. And I don't know if anybody has heard that. That I heard for the first time. It starts with people, and then passion, and then planet, and then profit. So they included the word passion in that. So I just thought I'll share that with the community. So maybe of interest to somebody. So now they're talking about, it used to be the triple bottom line approach. Now it's a quadruple bottom line approach. So there's always some nuances that and changes to this thing. So any other comments or questions as these two new schools are coming on board from some of the directors and fellows who've been around this activity for a while? Any other suggestions or thoughts or questions? Okay. All right, hearing none, I am going to share a browser with the community and walk through the fellows website. And the site launch was a little bit of a rough start. We went from a very, let's say, antiquated platform to a new platform that I think will serve us better in the long run. But I am, let me focus on this here. Okay, so the I'm signed into the site right now. What we have done is we created 3 buckets where information flows in and out. One is called the Fellows Newswire. The other one is called the Syllabi Exchange, which is where we ask all of you to share your before syllabi and after syllabi, and I'll walk you through that. And then the Fellows Connect. And this Create Account button is for those who are not signed in or registered to the site as of this morning. And as we were speaking, a few of you signed in, and I actually approved your registrations. If you have not done that, please do so. And those who have already signed into the site, because we changed the platforms, still need to sign in. You make sure that your login information works. And if you, for some reason, get an error message, email me. I can fix that immediately. When we brought over the database from the previous site into this new site, some of the files were corrupted. So we are working through that. I would say we have corrected 90% of that. There is still few login information that could be corrupted. So I ask you to please take a moment to do that. So the Fellows Newswire is where you would see updates. For example, Gina Betty posted an update. They are bringing the founder of Johnny Cupcakes to speak at WPI on the, well, that actually happened on the 24th. Diane posted her information about John Bassett. So this is where we want you to post your updates, activities, and so this is what's happening on my campus. You can share that with the rest of the community. And this is also where you can find previous interim reports, and you can, we have final reports and before syllabi and what we used to call as activity reports. So you can browse through these reports from previous years to get a sense of, especially for the new schools, what has occurred in the past and how have fellows from other campuses, veteran fellows have approached the infusion of entrepreneurship in their coursework, in the program, in the curriculum on their campuses. So that's where the fellows newswire bucket comes in. Then I want to spend a few moments on the syllabi exchange. Here's where, if you're signed in, you can search syllabi by type, category. What you would see is this is how the categories break down within the fellows community: arts and media, social sciences, health sciences, engineering, technology, humanities, natural sciences, professions, and applied sciences. And we have this catch-all, which is the other syllabi. And what we also ask that you do is, especially the new fellows in this cohort, is that you submit your before syllabi, which means we have heard from Stetson and Elon, faculty who are infusing entrepreneurship, they are creating a course in arts entrepreneurship, or take an existing history course and modifying it. So if it's an existing course, then we want you to tell us, okay, this is the existing course, this is the syllabi as it is right now. And this is where you would post that. But if you wanted to search what's been done in the prior years, you could search by school, you can search by the category of discipline, you can search by year, and you can also search by author. And by the way, on the Fellows Online tab, you see presently who are all the fellows signed in to the site, which is another feature that we have added. So if I wanted to, for example, Andy from Millikan is online, and if I wanted to send him a message, we can see his profile and click on messages, and I can send Andy a message using this platform. Again, the site is really designed to build more connectivity opportunities and share with each other what's happening on your individual campuses, what's happening in your individual coursework, and how we can, as a community, connect with each other and share that information. We also have a list of all the fellows. We have 368 registered users on the site, and you can search users by, again, name, institution, by their if they're a fellow or a director or co-director, year they became fellow, and primary disciplines. So the site, I hope, will be very user-friendly. We have spent a lot of time and effort, and thanks to the Coleman Foundation dollars, to make this as productive as possible for us and make this work for us as a point of connection online and sort of asynchronous opportunities to stay in touch with each other. The third bucket is the Fellows Connect, and this is where we can submit an interim report, which is something that you will hear more about. This will happen in December. This is where you submit a final report, and this is also where you submit a syllabus and news and updates. So, for example, if you wanted to submit a syllabus, you click on that option or the button, and if you submit it before any files, that will show up. I posted my entrepreneurship marketing syllabus that I teach at Webster University, and the previous post would show up. That would allow you to look at what was posted, but you also have these boxes where you put in a title. The way we designed this, we are asking you that you post the title of the syllabus and also add a description. Without these two boxes filled in, you will not be able to upload your syllabus. And the reason we do that is, as we rebuilt the database, what we found is fellows are posting syllabi without any, what's the word I'm looking for, parts of a syllabi, or they just post a course description. It's not a complete syllabi. Some faculty are taking their existing syllabi from their platforms and then submitting it. Others are summarizing their syllabi. Oh, Tim, you have a hand up. Go ahead.
Okay, guys.
Joe, this is actually Betsy.
Go ahead, Betsy.
Hi. So we, as we're here with all of our fellows, we posted a picture on the Lyle Center Twitter, about the fact that we're doing this right now. And Tim just had a really good suggestion that, is there a way to put, a live Twitter stream on the Coleman Fellows site? Just add the widget there. So that'd be kind of fun to see, other schools tagging the Coleman Fellows in their tweets and their social media.
Yes, we are. We have a social media strategy we are finalizing after the summit. There was a group that met to discuss social media, and we have not finalized those feeds and options and how they interact with the site. Actually, I've been talking to Clark about that. Clark, do you want to add something to that?
I would just say that we're hopeful that we can incorporate those types of things. So Betsy, I think that's a great idea. That's kind of low-hanging fruit. We should be able to, pull in a Twitter feed and do something like that. But we are kind of having continuing conversations, building on those that have happened at the summit, as to how we can extend, out of this kind of destination into social media sites where people are. Because we fully understand that this is an additional destination, and to engage at ColemanFellows.com is another place you need to go and participate if you want to be part of the community that resides there. But we are definitely looking for ways to integrate kind of the places where people are now, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, things of that nature. I think we are looking for people who want to kind of help, if not lead that, then kind of curate or facilitate some of those types of things. So we currently have, we have a Twitter account, we have a LinkedIn group, but, we don't have a lot of activity there. So I think, if you or, if anyone is inclined to play a role, contact Joe or myself, with these great ideas, and with some, suggestions as to, how we might kind of formally make it easier for you as a fellow to participate in the broader community based on the social media, activities that you are accustomed to.
Thanks, Doug. If I can add to that, Betsy, we have a Twitter account for fellows. We also have a LinkedIn group and a Facebook group, and I actually turned off those feeds coming into the site because it was not frequent enough to people are not posting to that frequent enough about the fellows program. So we were getting personal information from Twitter and their Facebook accounts, and so we are extremely interested in making that happen. So we are welcome. Let's have a conversation offline. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Georgia, and you had your hand up.
Yes, hi. This is Ram with Colorado Mesa. The website looks great. It's very useful, looks very useful and very intuitive, easy to use. But I have some comments on its security, if I may. So when I looked at the website, so it asks for username and passwords and other personal information, right? So the site is not secured in the sense that it doesn't have that green padlock, which you get if you had SSL TLS certificate installed on the server. So right now, all the communications between the browser, the user's browser, and the server transmits over the internet in clear text. So anybody in middle can, any bad guys in the middle can intercept those messages or those credentials and do whatever they need to with that. And people tend to use the same credentials on multiple sites, including their banking sites. That's very common because it's hard to remember, multiple passwords, especially the difficult ones. So I would really suggest, the foundation to implement the SSL TLS as soon as you can, because that's very important to protect the privacy and security of the fellows and everyone who uses the site.
Sure. Yeah, we actually have instituted SSL TSL, and we have turned that on, so you should be able to see it on your end. I see it on my end.
I don't. Now, when you're browsing, I don't see that on the top. It should say HTTPS on the URL. So it doesn't say that next on the top where you type in the URL, the web address, domain on the top. So it's automatically should enforce if it's implemented. If it's there, it should give you a green padlock next to.
Hey, let me check it out, and because I see it on my end, so I will verify, because we did add that. We couldn't do it on the previous site, but we have the SSL TSL security padlock on this, and we have our internet service provider is added that on there, so I will make sure that it is active and working. So thanks for that tip. Thank you.
Great, thank you. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So the main thing that I would ask that you do is you pick a category where you would submit it. So if you are submitting a arts and media, so you're creating you're taking the existing course syllabus and you're modifying it to infuse entrepreneurship concepts, and this is where you would post the before syllabi. Again, the same kind of categories. But if you're creating a new course, then you don't have the before syllabi. Then we ask that you give us an update, or in the interim report that your director or you would file with the site, you add information saying, okay, we are creating a brand new course in arts entrepreneurship, and this is we have already got it approved through our department. It'll be taught in the spring term, and this is the expected outcomes. And we ask that you share your syllabi in the syllabus exchange in the proper category. And we also ask that you think about posting news items. And actually, Clark was going to, as a user, demonstrate how this would work. And Clark, I'm going to. Would you like to do this, or you have tech issues that will prevent you from doing it?
We're back online. You just want me to post something, Joe?
Yeah, I'm going to make you. Can you share the screen, your screen, and can I make you presenter?
Sure.
We'll try it. If not, I'll take it back.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can share your desktop, and then.
Yeah, I'm actually not getting the bar at the top to share.
Sign into the site.
Yeah, Joe, I'm not getting the. Oh, there we go.
There you go. It takes a minute.
Bear with me a second. Okay, I'm sharing my desktop. So I'm logged into the site. See, a number of you are logged in as well, which is great. And we just wanted to go to, go to Fellows Connect. And I'll just submit some news. Is that okay, Joe?
Yes, please.
And this, the intent here is to just, sharing with the community something that, something that's new, something that you're working on. So I'll just go out to something I want to share with the community, which relates to something that we're funding. And we're funding in a community college program a competition. So we've got a grant program that we're doing actually next month at the NACI conference. Bear with me a second here as I find the right link.
Nice picture.
Thank you. So we've got a competition that we're funding, and so I'm just going to pick up a URL here, and I'm going to take this over, and I'm going to do a quick little post. So that URL is going to get inserted, and I'll say the net. So it's a very easy to use user interface. You can type and obviously all the formatting opportunities are there. If you want to add an attachment, you have the opportunity. Save it very quickly, and then I think that's going to go to you, Joe, and you're going to be able to review that. So we've got some kind of quality control, over what's published. But if you post something like that, it will get updated and reviewed pretty quickly. And the whole kind of looks like we had some kind of little glitch here with my link in, my sign in here. But the whole idea is it's a very simple way for you to share something with the broader community. And then that ultimately flows into the website, would be something that would be in the list of articles that's published that would, ripple onto the home page. It's all about just kind of sharing little things you're doing. So, don't feel like you need to write the great American novel. Don't feel like it needs to be, something that is, super meaningful. It's all about sharing that nugget of what's relevant, what you've worked on with the broader community. So that kind of gives you a little example of it. I'm not sure what our technical kind of issue was there. It's probably on our side. We're having some computer issues. But it's a very quick and easy process. So I think as you explore this site, if you're familiar with the old site, you'll find this one much faster in terms of responsiveness. It's much more kind of robust, and the search functionality is much better. So I think, Joe's encouraging.
I'm actually approving. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Clark.
Joe's actually kind of encouraging us all to go out and do one thing, here in the next several days. Either post your before syllabus, the one that you're going to start modifying, put that out in the system. Or if you're starting a new course from scratch, make an update of something. Maybe it's something that you've thought of since the summit or something that you're working on. It'll give you an opportunity to get a little bit of exposure to the site itself. Okay, Joe?
Great. Thanks, Clark. I appreciate it. And I do moderate all of the updates to the site. It is something that, again, like Clark said, we use as a quality control mechanism. So I have some action items that I would like to end with today. Like Clark suggested, we are hoping that your new fellows by now would have identified a course that they would modify for infusing entrepreneurship concepts. And if you have not, our hope is that you would identify between now and October 17th and actually go to the site and sign in and post it before syllabi, on or before the 17th of October. And if you're a veteran fellow, action plan for the academic year. We ended the summit with some activities planned for the year, and we asked that each of you in the summit binder spend some time and talk about the activities that you would engage in as a fellow on your campus with the support and leadership of your campus directors. And we ask that you share those activities and your plans with the community by posting an update. And also, please sign in and update your profile. We have a lot more robust database that we're building for the community. And there's more information that you can share, and please update your profiles. Directors, if like Gary and Kevin shared, we have launched a small consulting firm for history majors to actually go out and do some work. And so things like that, those are really clearly wonderful activities that we want to share. The next coffee hour is on the 24th of October, when we'll connect again across the nation to share and have a dialogue. Also, there are a couple of things that we ended the summit with. One was we wanted fellows and directors, anybody in the community, to post a comprehensive report of the summit, or what did you take away from the summit. And I have to go back and announce the winner of that. We said there will be a gift card or something that we will give you as a surprise. We'll announce that in the next week. We also, when we sent out a summit feedback survey via SurveyMonkey, asked schools to post a reply to the survey. And I think there are 2 or 3 schools that actually did that, and we'll announce those winners also. And we'll put it on the website so we can share that with the rest of the community. And I'll contact the directors of those campuses on a one-on-one basis to make arrangements for those gift cards to be mailed out to you. So that sort of brings us to the end of the hour. Are there any other questions or comments or thoughts that anybody would like to share with us? Yes. Diane, go ahead, Diane.
Okay, I have a question, and this is back to the site in terms of password. Can we change our passwords by ourselves once we enter?
Yes. Yes, you should be able to. In fact, let me go back to my browser.
Okay.
So if you so I'm going to log out of there, and if you wanted to change your password, you could put your email address and it'll send you a temporary password. Or if you sometimes people forget their usernames, you can also do that. So we have an option for you to change your password, or if you forgot your password. So please feel free to, and for anyone who is running into any kinds of issues or error messages or anything like that, please feel free to email me. I will, a few hours, within 24 hours, I'll get back to you with a solution for you to get through the site, get into the site. Are there any other questions about the site? By the way, if as you get into the site and post and look at different things on the site, if there are issues, something that comes up, please feel free to email me. Oh, it's Cal State. Betsy, do you have a question or a comment? I see your hand up.
But Tim does. I have
Go ahead, Tim.
fellows interested in going to the CEO conference, and today is the day for the last day for the discount registration. But I know Mike had at one point sent out asking if there was an interest in the Coleman Foundation providing that membership or registration. So I wanted to see if that was still available.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the last item on the agenda. So let's, Mike, would you like to share your thoughts on that? Okay, thanks, Tim.
It is still available, Tim. I've been getting kind of responses from people and kind of dribbles and drabbles on it. So if there are any more specifics from people, please get them in here today and we'll take care of it.
Okay, so you would like to have their names?
Yes.
And, okay. Do you need their credit card number or their social security or?
A bank account number?
Yeah, anything like that.
No, just names.
Okay, good. Thanks very much. I'll let them know. I think they'll be pleased.
By the way, I just would like to share information about the SEA, and I'll post a link for both conferences and as an update to the site. But both these conferences are absolutely wonderful for your students to participate in, and a lot of years and years of thought and experiences have gone into this conference, and the foundation supports scholarships using scholarship money to get us to the conference. So please feel free to email Mike with your interest in participation. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, I do want to thank you again for all your participation and all that you do for entrepreneurship education on your campuses. We will see all of you and hear from all of you on the October date, which I'll pull up again so that you'll have October 24th at 10 a.m. Central Time. So until then, have a wonderful rest of the day and wonderful teaching experiences on your campus. So we'll see you again on the 24th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.